All right, folks, welcome back to Bones Backyard Homestead. I wish. No, this ain't a green screen, folks. I've been out here camping for a few days. I still have a few more days left. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about camping life or boondocking or whatever you want to call it. Boondocking, dispersed camping is what I'm doing on this trip. Um, I'm using several different apps and cues from other YouTubers that have done this and whatnot to find some of the nice spots that I've been finding. Um, one of the big things I want to tell everybody is I've always gone with the adage of get comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's how you make changes in your life. If it's work things, do things at your job that's going to make you uncomfortable, changes to improve things. Um, Coming out here is one of the biggest uncomfortable things I've ever done. Yes, the Black Hills is my comfort area. It's where my heart is at. However, being out here, I have I have nothing, guys. Like there is nothing out here to get me along. There's no bathrooms. There's no sources of water. There's no shelter. Everything that I have with me is what I have with me. Um, that being said, do it however you feel comfortable. Um, a little bit, you know what I mean? So to ease a little bit of my comfort, I do have side protection. Um, I also am sharing my location on my phone with my family. That way, if they don't see that location moving every now and then, obviously not at night, but if it's not moving during the day, um, something's happened, right? Um, but camp life. So the biggest thing about boondocking and dispersing that I want to tell everybody is yes, do it. Go out and do it. But don't let anybody behind you know that you were there. And what I mean by that is you take everything back out with you. You do not leave anything behind. This is Mother Nature at its best, at its finest. I would say untouched, but obviously we're touching it. But there was one spot that I went by that had some litter still in there, and I stopped and picked it up because, I mean, I don't want to see that. I don't want somebody to drive by my campsite 2 hours after I leave and know that I was there. Um, if anything, maybe just the impression of a tent or something, fine, whatever. Um, I'm not out there digging ruts with my truck. I'm not doing anything like that. I am parking where I've already seen other tracks. I'm staying on paved road, or not on paved roads, but I'm staying on the roads. I'm not going. I'm not going out here, right, guys? I'm staying up against that dirt road, um, and I'm trying my best not to leave any kind of mark whatsoever. Everything that I'm bringing in, I'm taking out, and I mean everything, even fluids, even solids. Yeah, you got to take it all out with you. Um, Now, how do you do that? Well, the method I'm going with is 5 gallon bucket and sawdust. Luckily, having my woodworking business, I have plenty of sawdust that I brought with me. So that is helping with my situation, my camping. Um, I have been fortunate enough that when I stopped at one of the gas stations for gas, I just happened to ask the nice lady behind the desk if there was some place that I can fill up my water. And she said, sure, not a problem. There's right there at the soda fountain. I was like, no, ma'am, I got a lot more water than that. She's like, oh, yeah, not a problem. Bring it around back. We'll take it to the kitchen. So they filled me up with 6 gallons of water. Didn't charge me a thing. Not a dime. So I'm sure there's places out there, RV stops or something like that, that I could stop and grab a garden hose and fill it up. I honestly don't know. I came into this completely blind. Saw a couple videos on YouTube, stuff like that. I didn't make a plan. I didn't put directions down. If that helps you with your comfort level, write out a plan, give it to somebody. That way they know where you're at. Otherwise, this is about freedom. You know what I mean? Like, I said it in another video that not all who wander are lost. We're not all lost. Some of us are just trying to find something. So what was the phrase I was thinking about this morning? I go out into the forest to get lost. I go out into the forest to find purpose. So that's kind of where I'm at with this trip. Is I'm trying to lose myself a little bit so I can recoup on life, get back to what is my purpose and what do I want to do with the rest of my life. I've had a lot of big changes in my life, and to say that I don't know what I'm doing. That's honest, people. That's honesty right there. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So a chance for me to come out here into the peace and quiet, get lost in the woods, get lost in my thoughts, and look at the bigger picture of things. Yeah, life's thrown me some curveballs, and I can't say life's been unkind, because it's not. I'm breathing. I'm healthy. I'm fortunate. I am very fortunate that my life has gone as good as it has gone. And I gotta be thankful for that as well. I am thankful for that. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the wind blowing through these trees. I mean, it's a light breeze. It's about 68 degrees. And it's a light breeze, and it's just the way it blows through the pines. Got completely lost on my train of thought. Not all who wander are lost. Not all who wander are lost. They don't even have to be wandering in the woods. I have a vehicle coming up. So I would say that was another boondocker. Kind of interesting on to see how their rig would be set up. So it looked like a regular pickup truck with a cab over it, and they were hauling an empty trailer. But you could see the sleeping bags and everything in the back. So I don't know if they use the trailer as a deck to sleep on or how. Be interesting to see how they set up. Alright, so boondocking. Back to boondocking. We got off on something there for a little bit. This is my first trip, my virgin trip. My first night, I stayed somewhere that was good just to tip your toes in, right? So it was really close to Mount Rushmore. Really, I don't know if I'd really call it dispersed. I mean, I'd almost compare it to, well, no. I was going to compare it to like just staying over at a rest area and seeing all the truck drivers. It wasn't nearly that bad. It was a more popular spot. There was a lot of people there. If you've never done this before, I'm gonna say be uncomfortable, or be comfortable being uncomfortable. It took me a little bit before I actually started talking to some of the neighbors there, and yeah, I didn't go in there and say, hey, can I see your rig? No, I started off that conversation more like, so where y'all from? Where you guys driving from? What you guys' plans or itinerary or anything like that. Something that started a little bit of conversation. Don't do it while they're eating. If they look like they're setting up camp, let them set up camp. Looks like they're cooking dinner, let them cook dinner. But if they're just sitting there chilling and talking, maybe just ask the question. See, fill it out if they even want to talk to you or not. We all have somewhat of a purpose of being out here, and maybe it's all peace and quiet. If they didn't want to see somebody, I don't know if they would stop at that kind of stop. So out here, yeah, I've had a couple people drive by and wave. Had somebody on a mountain bike drive by, and he actually like said good morning. Other than that, I mean, people are leaving me alone because they're assuming that since I'm parked where I'm parked, I want to be left alone. It's okay to forget things. Don't be so stressed on your packing list that you feel like if I don't get everything, then I'm gonna be screwed. No. There's a strong wind coming. That wind is something else too, because like people say when a tornado comes through, it sounds like a freight train. Um, when the wind comes through these pines, to me, it sounds like a lot of rushing water, and you can hear it. That's how I said, like, oh, here comes a strong wind, because you could hear it just coming across the different pines. I actually got woke up in the middle of the night last night from it, because it blew for a good 15-20 minutes or so, strong enough that like it was actually like making that rushing water sound really loud. The hammock was swaying a little bit. I went right back to sleep after that. I mean, it was nice. Alright, so hammock sleeping or tent sleeping? Honestly, not saying I'm lazy, but the hammock setup is quick and easy. Quick and easy. I mean, you get that thing set up within a couple seconds. I am kind of a side sleeper and a stomach sleeper, which makes falling asleep hard. However, I stay asleep. I'm not having to worry about an air mattress or a foam pad or anything like that. It is literally just throw that thing up between two trees. The first night I ended up having to do a tree and use the rack off the truck. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it on my last night, because my last night is going to be a different location that I'm pretty dang sure there's no trees where I'm going on my last night. So that setup is going to be interesting, because I cannot set it up in the bed of the truck. I thought I could use that rack and stretch it between those two, like counteract it, go corner to corner. I tried it one night just to see. It doesn't work. So personally, my vote is on hammock compared to setting up a tent. Again, this is just me solo camping by myself out here. I don't have to worry about anybody else. I don't have to worry about kids or a spouse or anything like that. I can have all of the camp set up in less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna have it torn down just as quick too. If I end up being somewhere I'm not supposed to be and somebody says it, I can have it torn back down really fast. So All right, so we've talked about a lot of things. And honestly, if you've ever thought about doing something like this, like Nike says, just do it. Just do it. Obviously, prepare yourself a little bit. Watching videos like this and kind of knowing where you're at, where you're going, at least a little bit. Have somewhat of a plan. And you could enjoy waking up in a place like this, if this is your desire. Now, there are tons of grasslands, national parks, BLM, all that kind of stuff that look into, follow the rules, follow the law. Where I'm at, I am allowed to have my pistol where I'm at. Now, there are some places that you're going to go that you're not going to be able to. Uncomfortable, comfortability. This area has tons of ports. And I'm pretty sure what I saw on the drone was probably a quartz mine or something. So like I said in other videos, my hope or my intent is that you guys will enjoy some of these videos and you'll get yourself out from behind the couch, out from behind the desk or whatever, and explore. I don't remember really all the history of who made national parks. Something tells me I want to say Eisenhower, but for some reason that doesn't sound right. But they didn't preserve all this land for us not to go out and enjoy it. They preserved this land for generations and generations to enjoy it. So get out there and enjoy it. Find your life. Find your purpose. Just go for a walk in the woods.